Hey there, this is Mary Gunn Fun, founder and head professor of Fun University, and your intrepid hostess of Craft Roulette. This is However Creative Espresso. And I am cleaning up after Fun University 133, episode 133, where I made this card based on a card by Ann Schmidt that was in our gallery under craftroulette.live, episode 133. It is a game we play on Tuesday nights most of the time, and it's becoming quite a lot of fun. This is, I think, can still be a little dolled up, but this is what I had, but this is what happened. I ended up with some more pieces. And we sometimes keep a bin on our desk. Sometimes we keep a little photo box with pieces to do. But I was just cleaning up my desk, which is a messy desk, and thought, I'll just throw a few cards together. Of course, a few cards will beget another few cards, and it will beget another few cards. But the point is, I think cleaning up is much more creative and much more fun, or creating up, I'm sorry, is much more creative and much more fun than cleaning up. So this is what I have. So this is the bad boy that started it all. I used the little gift stamp or dies from Trinity Stamps. These were the colors that Cindy Van Ootschot used in her card in 133. And then while I was creating my card to recreate this for the game Guess Who Scavenger Hunt, I did stamp these and ended up using die cuts and different things, but I did stamp these pieces, and I don't know what to do with them, so I thought, well, we'll just make a couple cards. This one is going to have I'm going to have to put a little bit of glue underneath there. Let me show you, though. There's some really funny things. These are just cleanup stamps. Absolutely just cleanup stamps. I talked about colors on that episode, and found that butterfly on some scraps, so I cut him out. These were the flowers and leaves that I was going to use instead of these, so I just cut one out. Went long and skinny, which is not my favorite thing, but it looks great because the image is long and skinny. Oh, let's see. This was one piece, but I cut it into strips because the one piece had a little too much presence, and I wanted it to be a little bit less imposing. So I cut it into strips. This card, you may notice there is a little score line. That was because it was a pre-folded card, and it was on my mesk, and instead of cutting a new piece, I just stuck it on that pre-folded card that was partially already cut up. So that's why I have this little pre-folded score line. Isn't that fun? This was already cut off too, and I liked it, so I left it as is. Thought, oh, it really needs a little bit of a matte to make it more to make it prettier. So I found this little piece of green on my mask. Oh no, it wasn't the right size. Oh no, do I cut a new mat? Do I just not do a mat? Do I ink the sides? I look to see if there was an orange piece of cardstock on my mask as well, and guess what? There was. So I stuck the orange piece down here to offset this orange at the top, put the green here just because, and piece those guys together to make it a little bit longer, trimmed it up. Then I thought, oh, that would be pretty on maybe a gentle pattern. Well, that's too close. Whoops, I always do that. Wrong way. So I put it on a gentle pattern of a gray, which is one of my favorite backgrounds. And I liked the paper, so here comes Mr. X-Acto Knife, and he got the nod to cut the center out. Because I like certain patterns more than others, and I thought that is a real good go-to. I can use it for tags, for little embellishments and whatnot. It'll be just perfect. So I'm going to finish this off. This is not quite done. I think it's a little bit blasé, but at the same time, it's it's better than putting the doggone things away and never using them again. It's better to use fresher ingredients or super stale ingredients. There's a place for every ingredient in your cards, but didn't want to clean up. So that was my card. It's going to get prettier too. That's one. I still have these, so we'll figure out something. But I also had a couple other things. This piece of cardstock, which I had added, just swinked the ink colors on for another project that was in our patron group. I didn't end up wanting to keep it. It was a 3D object, and I don't like keeping 3D objects, as new ones at least, very often. And so I trimmed it up. It looks, yes, it was supposed to be a gigantic candy corn. So I was going to cut out these, hang in there. I just stamped it. Goes, oh, there's a piece of white cardstock. I'll use that. Stamped, hang in there, sweet friend, 3 times, and went, oh, instead of cutting that into sentiment strips, I can always add a stamp like that, right? So instead of doing that, I just thought, well, I kind of like how it's spaced in that white. I've got this paper already. It's distressed on the edge. It's got a nick out of it. It's got a wrinkle in it. And I could pull in some of these little already cut things, because here's the thing. They're all going to work together because I've already made the card that worked together. And so I don't have, these are not things that I'm having to pull out of this or that or the other. I'm just cleaning up my mask. And so all the pieces should be somewhat conducive to an overall good look. This guy, I think I want to use him for, instead of an aster, I think I'm going to stick him under here for a leaf or two. And I think that'll be lovely. And you know what else? That green takes this from having a feel of definite candy corn fall to more of a evergreen or non-seasonal kind of card. I don't know what else I'm going to do with this. There's this cute little piece of paper again. Do I want to stick it on there? Maybe so. I think it needs a little buffering. That's a little too busy on busy. But we'll figure that one out, and that one's going to become a card on its own. It's a small, thin piece, so I can put it on a small, thin card. Basically, your mini slimline, which is not my favorite, but it's going to be a great little addition to my card stash. Again, I had another piece of this paper that is the gigantic candy corn 3D object that was invading my space and not going to live there forever. So I cut it into another piece and added a hang in there, sweet friend. It already has some distressing, inadvertent, yes, but distressing on there. This piece also was on my mask. It is a piece of resist cardstock that's ancient with an offset die cut that just happened to be like that. But look, it works. You don't have to follow it. Just start putting things together. It's so much fun. I've got these pretty leaves I can add in here too. Just because the die set isn't big doesn't mean it isn't powerful. Come on. I didn't stick glue all the, this doesn't look good. I didn't stick glue all the way underneath this flower, so I can theoretically, whoops, that's got something on it. I can theoretically stick some leaves under here and it'll be just fine. Yep, it's going to be just fine. So there we go. I've cleaned up. I've basically gotten 3 cards more, and I think and they're just grand. They're different. They're unique. Cards don't have to be remarkable. I think I hear this too much in Crafter Roulette's Chatterbox. People feeling like they're less than, and I can't stand it. So I'm going to call you on the carpet right now. If you are feeling that way, find some really simple patterns that you are comfortable with and share them with your friends as snail mail. Share them with other people that could have a little pick-me-up. We're not competing on Craft Roulette. You don't get prizes for ability, you get prizes for participation, which in this case is okay. I don't always go for, not everybody gets one though. So it's not participation carte blanche to everybody that participates, but you have something to share. You have your own style, your own unique takes. The parameters will give you some guidance and some guidelines. You just take it and run and give us something cute. Go simple, go extreme. Whatever your niche is, we have room for you at the table. So thank you so much. Kiss those beautiful creative brains of yours and make something cute today to perk somebody's day up. Hang in there, sweet friend.